What's up everybody, Jason Page here, and in this video I want to answer one of the most common questions that I get about light painting, and that is how to focus in the dark. The simple answer is you can't. You can't focus in the dark. Your camera has to have some sort of light to be able to see the subject matter on which you're trying to focus. So if it's pitch black out, there's no way to focus in the dark. You have to have some sort of a light source to be able to focus. That's just the bottom line of it. I'm going to show you the two techniques that I use to pull focus when I'm creating my light paintings. You can use these techniques if you're shooting in a studio or if you're shooting outside, which is where I like to shoot most of my work. For the shot we're going to do tonight, I'm going to create a couple light paintings of these flowers right here. And the way I'm going to pull focus on these flowers is the exact same way that I would pull focus if I was shooting a model. It's the exact same way that I would pull focus if I'm shooting a landscape. It's the exact same way I would pull focus if I'm simply creating an orb or doing some sort of light painting design shape within a landscape. I'm shooting with a 6D Mark II and I've got the Sigma 24-105 on my camera. I'm always going to pull focus in manual mode. This is very important for shooting your light paintings. You always want to be focusing using manual mode. Let's take, for instance, the studio here, right? With the studio lights on. I can use autofocus all day long. Camera's going to get sharp focus. But as soon as I turn the lights off, if I leave that camera in autofocus, it has no idea what it's supposed to be focusing on. As soon as the lights go out, the focus is going to change because the camera doesn't know what it's supposed to be focused on. For the first technique, I'm going to be standing behind my camera, illuminating the scenes. So I'm going to stand behind the camera here and I'm going to use the flashlight from behind the camera to illuminate the whole scene. Then I'm going to push all the way in, pull focus, pull back out and frame my shot. So for the second technique, I'm going to take the light itself, the flashlight, and I'm going to put it right next to the subject, like that. Right? So it's illuminating the subject. I'm not behind the camera shooting the light into the scene anymore. I'm just taking the light source itself and putting it right next to the subject that I intend to shoot. And then I'm walking back to the camera and I'm going to zoom all the way in. I'm going to pull focus. I'm going to pull back out and frame the shot how I intend to shoot it. I'm going to make sure that I'm in manual focus and then I'm going to walk back into the scene and I'm going to get the light, turn it off. And because the camera is on manual focus, it's going to remain in focus even in the dark. When I don't have a subject in the scene, what I'm going to do is simply place the light where I intend to stand. I'm going to zoom all the way into that spot on the ground and maybe there's some grass there or some leaves or a tree or something like that. I'm going to focus on that thing that's illuminated that is directly next to my light source. Then when I walk into the scene and I go in there and I create that orb or one of my angels or something like that, I know that those things are going to be in focus because where I'm standing is in focus. So the important principles to remember, you have to illuminate the scene in some way, whether that be technique one where you're standing behind the camera shining light into the scene, or whether it be the second technique where you're bringing the light source itself right to the subject and or the spot in which you intend to stand to create your light painting. You have to have some illumination for your camera to be able to focus. Just make sure that you're in manual focus, all right, so that the camera's not searching for focus as soon as the lights go out. Those are the two techniques that I use to create all of my light painting work. I'm going to go ahead and shoot a couple. I'll show you guys what I get just using the hood here and the single light source. I might grab a couple fiber optics or a couple of other tools and just kind of add a little extra into the scene. I'll show you a couple of those. For the first technique I'm going to use to focus here on these flowers, I'm using manual focus. I have a flashlight in my hand and I'm standing back behind the camera using that flashlight to illuminate the scene. I'm going to zoom all the way in using the zoom range of the lens, in this case all the way to 105. Then I'm going to use the focus assist to push in even further on those flowers. I'm going to go ahead and pull focus. Now that I have my focus, I'm going to pull back out and frame the shot how I intend to shoot it. Because I'm on manual focus, I know that those flowers will now be in focus when I completely turn off all the lights and go in to light paint the flowers. For the second technique that I'm using here to focus, I'm taking the light source itself and placing it directly next to the flowers. Again, using manual focus, I'm pushing all the way into the flowers using the zoom range of the lens. And then I'm using the focus assist to push in even further. I'm going to go ahead and pull focus on those flowers. Now I'm going to pull back out, frame my shot, and I know that those flowers will be in focus when I go through here and create my light painting. The question of how to focus in the dark is one of the most common questions that I get about light painting photography, and I hope this video answers that question for you guys. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you're enjoying these videos, if you're getting something out of it, please hit the like button. Leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see. I personally read all the comments, so I'll try to answer anything that I can. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be working on lots of new videos, I hope. I'm trying to find the time to make them. It's been very difficult to find the time to make them, but I do have a ton of videos planned that I hope you guys will love. So anyway, again, I'm Jason Page. Thank you very much for watching, and get out there and get creative.